let's dive into this. So let's talk a little bit about this stuff with Square Enix using AI generated art for Foamstars. So if you don't know what Foamstars is, this is an article over on Kotaku. Foamstars is that like Splatoon clone or a game that's like very similar to Splatoon, where you have to cover like a whole area in your own specific color. In this case, being foam, and in Splatoon it was paint with the little squid kids and such. But it's a lot of people are comparing that game over to Splatoon. But the thing is with this article here, Square Enix is actually starting to get into using AI generated art. So AI art, if you don't know anything about AI, like, because that's been like a ridiculously like hot topic of debate as of like what, the last couple of years. That was one of the big things that was involved with the SAG-AFTRA strike. AI art is pretty much, again, using AI instead of an actual artist or a human being in order to generate a piece of art or a piece of media and such. And a lot of people are very opposed to it for a variety of reasons. It's very complicated. Not going to get into it now. The reason why I'm talking about this right now at this moment in time is because I feel like while it's nothing wrong with like a company using a tool like an AI generated like piece of art, or using AI, I should say, in order to generate art, it's a little bit of a bad perception in my personal opinion, because since that's like such a volatile discussion right now, I don't think that Square Enix as a company wants any of that bad press being thrown on Foamstars, because Foamstars, it's an original IP, it's an original idea. Well, technically not an original idea, but it's an original IP from Square Enix that is inspired, let's say, from Splatoon. Excuse me. Inspired from Splatoon. And, you know, you're not going to see a lot of people really be too eager to dive into this, especially if this is like tied to some sort of controversy. Now, again, speaking with Video Game Chronicle at a press event, Foamstars producer Kosuke Okatani said that while most of the game's artwork and assets were made by hand by the artist at developer Toy Logic, some of the art was created by using AI. All of the core elements in Foamstars, the core gameplay and the things that make the game enjoyable, those are made by hand. However, we did want to experiment with AI as well. And I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. Again, you can experiment all you want. This is not going to be a tool that goes away just because a few people don't like it. And I say a few people very loosely as far as that terminology is concerned. The problem is, though, is that again, you're going to get into like messing around with this type of thing, and it's just going to bring this bad press or this bad discussion that has nothing to do with the game itself. And it's just from a marketing standpoint, from the standpoint of like someone like, okay, if I have a game that I'm trying to sell to people, I want as little bad press as possible. So that way when people see my game or they talk about my game, it's all about how great it is. And I feel like once you start getting into using AI like this, or start being a little bit more open, at least for now, it's going to generate a whole bunch of problems for that game. Because you know how people are on the internet. They could take things to like the massively like far extreme and saying like, oh, this game uses like AI and like all its assets. Like, it's pretty ridiculous how people could get sometimes with this. I just say to myself, you know, why even invite that? Why even invite any of those problems? Because there's just no reason to do so. It just feels like it's unnecessary. It's unneeded. But again, he's coming at it from a creative standpoint. He's making this game. He wants to be able to experiment with stuff, because I'm pretty sure in future games or future releases, they're going to want to use that tool again in some way or form. And it doesn't matter how many people are upset about it. It doesn't matter as far as what everybody's opinion is about that. So, I mean, eventually at some point, AI is coming. AI is going to happen. AI is going to be a thing, and we're just going to have to deal with it. Whether we like it or not. But either way, let me know your thoughts about this down below in the comments section. Are you going to check out Foamstars, by the way? Because I see it. I don't know if I'm going to check it out day one. I mean, it seems interesting. And again, Splatoon is pretty cool in of itself. But there's other games that are coming out. Like at the end of this month, I already got it on reserve. Tekken 8 is happening. Once Tekken 8 comes out, it's over. And then next month, after that, is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And then everything gets shut down.